Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel, and thanks for logging on. Today we're discussing a true milestone watch. This is the Patek Philippe 5235G Regulator Annual Calendar, effectively the production realization of the technologies pioneered by the Advanced Research Series. You can see this extraordinary timepiece and purchase it on our website. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you enjoy these videos, and please click on the card in the upper right hand corner of the screen at any time during this video to see our full sales listing for this 5235G with accessories included in the sale, high resolution images for your desktop, and naturally complete pricing details for this Regulator Annual Calendar. Now, you are looking at something that's exceptionally rare, and unless you own this watch or you're highly familiar with it, you might not notice it, and it might be the first time you've seen it. This is a Patek Philippe movement that is hacked. A stop seconds feature is engaged. You won't see it on the 240s, you won't see it on the 324s. All of the predecessor 335, 310, 315 movements did not possess this feature. Push the crown back in, and you note constant seconds continue to advance at 6 o'clock. This watch is truly a mechanical milestone, technologically and aesthetically. It's also a rarity, even by the standard of Patek Philippe complications. But before we can talk about the watch, we have to talk about the fit. On my wrist, 6 1/3 inches, 16 centimeters in circumference. It's a contemporary 40.5 millimeters across the case, not inclusive of the crown. It's not a petite vintage style watch, nor is it oversized or bombastic. You'll also note the watch is nice and thin. Wonderfully slim at 10 millimeters with a generously sloped conical bezel. It easily slides underneath a dress cuff. Visually, the watch looks bigger than it is, in large part thanks to the superb definition of those lugs, which nevertheless, because they downturn sharply where they exit the case, produce a span across the wrist, dimension to dimension, horizontally, of 48 millimeters. So in my estimation, you can wear this watch, which wears smaller than its size, on a wrist as small as 14 centimeters in circumference. Now, you'll also note the strap is of exceptional quality, and the blues naturally match the tone of the strap. The blues of the dial, the blues of the hand, the blue of the strap, and the blue of the thread. Beautifully color coordinated. It's a gloss rectangular scale alligator leather, monotone stitch with folded edges, wonderfully supple calfskin on the bottom, Patek Philippe's pull tab spring bars so you can quickly remove the strap without the intervention of a jeweler or the need for a screwdriver if you want to clean the case or simply change the strap, and the watch is matched to a classical spade style pin buckle for easy on-the-fly adjustment, all white gold like the case. The case has remarkable strength and definition. You can see that although these lugs downturn sharply, are relatively short and stubby for ergonomic reasons, nevertheless, they have spectacular definition and strong, hard-edged, masculine character lines. You'll note the same along the flank of the case. The character lines endowed upon this watch by the junction of the case band and the case back, as well as the bezel edge and the case top. The contrast between the polish and the satin finish is dramatic, even as it's minimalist, and you'll note the array of the 3 pusher correctors for the annual calendar day, date, and month, logically located in adjacent fashion. This is quite different from the scattered pusher correctors on most Patek Philippe annual and perpetual calendar watches. Moreover, these pushers correspond to the positions of the indicators on the dial. The middle pusher corrector adjusts the date, which is between the day and the month. The uppermost adjusts the month, and the one furthest toward the 6 o'clock side adjusts the day. Quite simple and beautifully compact. You'll also note that the dial is avant-garde in every sense. Patek Philippe realized that the revolutionary engineering inside this watch warranted a dial to match. Therefore, this is Patek Philippe's first ever regulator dial. It's Patek Philippe's first ever modern movement underneath with hacking seconds that is not a haute de gamme chronograph, and you'll note that there is a distinction between the silvers on this dial. While it's grayscale and transferred blue, nevertheless, the silver finish of the minutes track outboard regulator style, the countersunk registers for the subdials at 12 and 6, as well as the vertical satin striation of the dial itself are all differentially finished so that each silver contrasts with the silver base of the dial. It doesn't look monotone at all, and all of the indications are beautifully defined and easy to see. Turn the watch over, and more history is being made. This is the caliber CH31-260 REGQA. It's a regulator annual calendar, but it's much more than that. Starting with the basic architecture of the caliber 240 micro rotor, Patek Philippe essentially created an entirely new movement. And if you think that's hyperbole, take a look at this 240 QP in a Patek Philippe 5940 perpetual calendar. Look at the size and locations and shape of the bridges. Look at the locations of the train wheels. Now, look at this. As you can see, quite a bit changed in the transition to the annual regulator. Not only does the movement hack, and since we're looking at the balance in action, we may as well hack it, a sight you'll rarely see in the realm of Patek, but the watch features an extraordinary combination of silicon components at the tail end of the drivetrain. It includes the Pulsamax combination of a silicon anchor or pallet. It features the silicon escape wheel. It features specially profiled teeth. It features the Spiromax silicon anti-magnetic, or I should say amagnetic, hairspring. It also has its own unique beat rate thanks to the unique natural oscillation frequency and tooth profiles of this setup. It beats at a completely unique, used nowhere else, 3.2 Hertz. Even within the Patek Philippe lineup, no other movement beats away at 23,040 vibrations per hour, so it even has a unique beat when you hold it to the ear. Everything about this watch is special. The micro rotor, which allows you to see the entirety of the movement unobscured by a central rotor, allows you to have the best of both worlds. Efficient automatic winding with ceramic rotor bearings, more high technology in terms of materials. You have the open caseback view of a manual, convenience of an automatic, the unique utility of hacking such that you can set this regulator style watch precisely to a reference time. The timepiece first debuted at Baselworld 2011, and yet it was 2 years before deliveries started. It has always been a low volume watch, and in 2016 deliveries slowed to a bare trickle as the production of this watch taxes Patek Philippe to its technological limits. This is truly a milestone watch, a rarity, and a collectible piece in its own production lifetime. You owe it to yourself if you're a fan of high horology, avant-garde design, and historic timepieces, or just a Patek fan, to check this watch out where you can purchase it on our website.